Disha was 26-year-old veterinarian, a kind-hearted person who got along well with people. Disha had always dreamt of becoming a doctor. She opted to become a veterinarian when she was selected to study a course at the P.V. Narasimha Rao Telangana Veterinary University. She landed a government job in Mahabubnagar in 2017, less than a year after she graduated. She had no life beyond the family and her work. Every day, Disha would leave home at 8:30 a.m. on her scooter, a red-colored Hero Maestro, which had been handed down by her father. She would park it near the Shamshabad bus station, 5 kilometers from her home. From there, she would board a bus to reach her office, 37 kilometers away. She would return home by 4:30 p.m. Disha was a creature of habit. On November 27th, Disha parked her scooter near the Tondupalli toll plaza in Shamshabad on the Nehru Outer Ring Road of Hyderabad. She then boarded a share taxi to Gachibowli, some 26 kilometers away, to keep her appointment with a dermatologist. When she returned at around 9:15 p.m. to drive back home, Disha had called her mother to say that she wanted watermelon for dinner and to ask if her mother, who had high blood pressure, wanted her to buy any medicines from a pharmacy nearby. The spot where Disha parked her scooter is a busy area. Apart from vehicular traffic, there is always the drone of aircraft landing and taking off. In the dark, when she returned, Disha discovered that the rear tire of her scooter had been deflated. As she wondered what to do, a man stepped out of the shadows to offer help. His name was Mohammed Arif, and he was a 26-year-old lorry driver. Arif called his helper, Jolu Shiva, to fix the tire. Shiva took her scooter away only to come back after a while to inform her that all the repair shops had closed. He told her that he would take the scooter in the other direction in search of shops. Discomforted by this turn of events, Disha called her sister. She told her that she was afraid and urged her sister to continue talking to her as there were not many people in the area. Her sister asked her to leave the vehicle there. She said she would call back as she was on night shift that day. When she did, about 15 minutes later, Disha's phone was switched off. When Disha could not be contacted, her sister grew worried. Anxiety slowly turned into a sense of foreboding as the clock ticked on. Along with her colleagues, she went to the RGIA police station to file a missing person report. Later, her father joined her at the police station. There, instead of assuring them, the police subjected them to humiliating comments. The police asked if Disha had a boyfriend, suggesting that she had eloped with him. They also refused to register an FIR, saying the case did not fall in their jurisdiction. The police took a look at the CCTV cameras in the area and concluded that Disha did not return from Gachibowli that night. Disha's sister reached the RGIA police station at about 11:30 p.m., but the missing person FIR was registered only at 3:10 a.m. at the Shamshabad police station. After filing the report, the police drove around the area with Disha's father for 2 hours looking for her, but she was not found. It was a milkman who spotted her burnt body on November 28th morning. He saw it first on his way to a farm and thought it was a campfire. It was only on his way back, at around 7 a.m., that he realized that it was a body burning. He alerted the sarpanch, who called the police. Her body was severely burned beyond the recognition. Forensic experts confirmed that it was Disha's body when a DNA collected sample from her sternum bone matched with the DNA samples of her immediate family members. The country woke up to the terrible news of the heinous gang rape and murder of the young veterinarian. The police were already on the lookout for the accused, a suspected lorry driver and his helpers. Within 48 hours of the gang rape and murder, Arif, Jolu Shiva, Jolu Naveen, and Chenakeshvulu, all aged 20, were arrested from their villages on the Telangana-Karnataka border in Makthal Mandal in Narayanpet district, as per the evidence gathered from CCTV footage. First, they tracked down the owner, Srinivas Reddy, who told them about his 4 employees and escorted them to Arif's home in Jaklair, about 50 kilometers from Mahabubnagar city. When the police arrived at Arif's doorstep, he led them to the other co-accused, who lived in Gudigandla village, about 48 kilometers from Mahabubnagar. The police changed the first fur case, registered on November 28th, from Section 174 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, death in suspicious circumstances, to Sections 376, 302, 506, 201, 392, and 120B of the Indian Penal Code. All 4 men were at home when they were arrested. None of them had anticipated arrest. According to the police, at 5:30 p.m., the main accused and the lorry driver Arif purchased several bottles of liquor on Wednesday evening. The 4 workers were drinking while sitting in the lorry's cabin near Shamshabad Toll Plaza. The 4 culprits noticed a young woman parking her scooter next to the lorry, who then left to go to a clinic at around 6 p.m. The 4 then conspired to rape her. Naveen punctured the back tire of the victim's two-wheeler. Arif and the other 3 accused parked their lorry around 5 kilometers ahead of her scooter at Thondapalli Junction. At 9:18 p.m., the victim came back to take her scooter and realized that one of the tires had a puncture. Around 9:30 p.m., Shiva offered to help her and took her scooter on the pretext of getting it repaired. He came back after some time and told her that all the repair shops were closed. Arif and his 2 accomplices, Jolu, Naveen, and Chenakeshvulu, abducted Disha and took her to isolated compound. Arif forced a soft drink laced with alcohol down her throat. The main accused, Naveen, switched off her mobile phone. The victim was then brutally gang-raped by the 4 culprits. Afterwards, she became unconscious. Jolu Shiva, who had taken her scooter away, returned with it and joined the men. After she gained consciousness and started screaming again, noise from the aircraft and vehicles would have drowned any scream or sound from her. The accused decided to kill her. Then the 4 of them together held her down and closed her mouth and nose for a long time. Disha died of asphyxiation. Naveen took the victim's phone, watch, and power bank. The 4 workers then dumped her body in the truck and fled from the spot. Shiva and Naveen drove away her two-wheeler from the spot. Shiva purchased a bottle of petrol on the way. Under a culvert in Chattanpalli on the National Highway 44 bridge, they burnt the body after pouring petrol over it. Later, they came back to check if Disha had burnt beyond identification. After the dastardly crime, they all went home. For at least a week after the incident, Hyderabad looked like a ghost city. People retreated into the comfort of their homes, paralyzed by the incident and trying to come to grips with the ugly side of their city. As panic set in, working women began to reach out to the police in large numbers. The Hyderabad police WhatsApp number was so flooded with texts that it had to be deactivated. On December 6th, exactly a week after the accused were arrested, the country woke up to the shocking news that all the 4 men were shot dead in what was described by the police as an exchange of fire. The police claimed that the 4 men had tried to escape from police custody at the crime scene, where they had been taken them for a trial to reconstruct the crime scene. The Telangana police maintained that the young men, who were not handcuffed when they were taken for trial to the crime scene, attacked the police with sticks and stones before snatching away 2 pistols and opening fire. In self-defense, our men retaliated, and minutes later all the 4 accused were shot dead, said Cyberabad Commissioner of Police, Vishwanath Chanapa Sajanar. Sajanar, who is referred to by his colleagues as a silent operator, is known to shun the limelight. He has the unenviable reputation of having watched over more than a dozen encounters in which criminals were killed. He is simply called the encounter specialist. The gunning down of the accused led to celebrations in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana and across the country. At the shootout site near the Chattanpalli underpass on the Hyderabad-Bengaluru highway, hundreds of people showered flowers on the policemen, burst firecrackers, and distributed sweets. 3 cops were suspended for a delay in registering an FIR in the case.